What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, doing a first ever VOD review for a player. This is Rank 1 North America 11 Lumen? 1-1 Lumen? Probably, maybe 1-1 Lumen? Honestly, I'm just going to call them Lumen. But this person has hit Rank 1 North America, and I'm going to be real, I don't really know anything about them. I've tried, searching a little bit to get some information, and there's really not much about this player out there, but they hit rank 1. They have really, really good stats. I mean, if you're looking at just games played compared to somebody like Setsuko, way fewer games played and just in general, slightly better stats and, way more LP. So it's kind of crazy to be higher LP than someone like Setsuko, all these other players, right? The only person who really comes close in like the efficiency of the climb is Wei Iverson, who has a decent amount less games, but is still 200 LP lower. And, with hitting high elo, something like this, if you just take one bot 4, then you will lose a ton of LP. But luckily for Lumen, they have not been taking a lot of bot 4s. I mean, this is a 13 game top 4 streak. Even their bot 4s in the last 20 were, 6th and 5th. So, you're losing comparatively not as much LP. But yeah, I mean, looking at the actual profile, nothing really jumps out as like, wow, this is like really, really crazy. There's no like, oh, they're hard forcing X thing. I want to pull up tactics tools because that's a little bit easier to look at like units and things like that. I mean, if you look at their last 50, you see a decent amount of Jin Ross. So this is, like Vanguard marksman type stuff. It definitely does seem like they really like playing the AD lines. If you see Leona. Actually, that's because I filtered for Zai Leona, but still a lot of Leona, right? Leona here, Leona. Like they do seem to really gravitate towards some of these AD lines. These also have some norms in here, which look like in-house games with other high-low players. So that's pretty cool to see as well. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, I want to peruse the items. Yeah, I mean, looks like a lot of AD item focused here. 24 out of the last 50 IE slams, and then 24 even shroud. So yeah, really just someone who tends to default towards AD, which honestly will be really fun to watch, because I feel like, for me at least, that is the hardest thing to play this patch is AD, just because NA has this kind of Vanguard marksman disease. Maybe is not too far of a stretch to call it. It just feels like everybody in NA is like always like, we gotta have 4 people per lobby playing Vanguard marksman. Why shouldn't we? And I personally absolutely hate that. So yeah, we are watching, let's see, Exotech. I mean, Chassis Hyperfang is fantastic here for Exotech, I will say. And let me turn off my Cypher deep liner there. This is a replay. Is complementary the right word to use there, really? But from the new Meta TFT feature, where you can pull up VODs from high-low players. So shoutouts to Meta TFT. Yeah, if you go to their site and then just go to tools, it's like replay library or something like that. Really, really cool to be able to just pull up a VOD from Rank 1 North America and watch it all the way through. It's so sick. So for the people who are looking at that VOD tool, the person who's developing it, I think, ran into a few things, like they weren't sure if they could get permission from Riot and all this kind of stuff, but Meta TFT has figured that out. Okay. First augment here, Vanguard Crest cloning facility, all that shimmers. I do love me a cloning facility. We don't really have the items to play towards a kind of like Dynamo type game. We really like this kind of like Dynamo game with that augment. You put it onto Elise and then eventually onto Aurora. So I don't know. I think this augment's kind of broken. I mean, actually, I wonder, shouldn't it just be a Vanguard and then Corrupted Chassis game, and we actually play for, like, we actually have the Gigabis spot here. Vanguard emblem, we have Corrupted Chassis as an option, we have Hyperfangs for a solid AP option. I feel like that is definitely what I would play from this spot, but let's see what we're going to do for augment selection here. I mean, none of these are bad options. I will say all the shimmers, they just buffed up Mogul's Mail, so that's a little bit of a better option now. We don't really have anyone who are excited to hold it. One for All is a really fun option if you want to play some kind of reroll line here. I mean, I probably wouldn't play One for All into Kog'Maw reroll from here, but you could play it. You can easily fit for here. I can pull up my Kog'Maw reroll planner here, but you can easily fit 4/1 costs onto this board, so very easy to just play Kog'Maw reroll. But with these items, I don't think it's that great, so probably not. I mean, we're rolling as if we're going to take all that shimmer here, which, I mean, we do have Poppy Pair here. If you can get to Poppy 2, we'll feel pretty good. We crack it open here. I mean, once again, so Mogul's Mill has been buffed. I do respect this item a lot more. I actually kind of like it as a takeable option now. From an items perspective, I mean, I wouldn't be mad about just going like IE Last Whisper or, Gold Collector Last Whisper here, essentially. To have a bunch of crit and then eventually get to like an IE and have that set up as well. Probably not Gambler's Blade is the only one. So between Moguls and Gold Collector here, I think if we had hit maybe a Kog'Maw upgrade or a Poppy upgrade, we would have played towards, one or the other. But since we hit neither, it's kind of a toss-up here. If you take Mogul's Mail, you're almost forced to make Steadfast Heart here, which, I mean, isn't a bad thing by any means. And yeah, we are going to pick up the Mogul's Mail. We are going to play for, actually, the Shyvana here. Shyvana got buffed, not the most recent patch, but the one before it, so a little bit more of a potential holder for this. I am a little afraid that this Shyvana is not going to be able to proc it, though. Looks like we're going to be fine. Yeah, just barely. This fight, get up to 35 stacks. Okay, honestly, Shyvana doing work here. And yeah, we are going to sell a lot of stuff on bench here to make gold. Honestly, I would have been really tempted to not make gold that round and hold on to all those pairs. But Lumen here is saying we are going to play for max econ in this spot and make these slams. And I will say, from this spot, what are we playing? I mean, I do think the world is our oyster. We can kind of play anything from here. There's definitely not like a line that we are, necessarily playing. Also, look at this. Magabiz playing potentially almost looks like Slayer reroll from the units that they're holding, but I guess we'll see. We end up losing this fight, but we're still getting the proc on the Mogul's Mail. And hey, if we can make it to, the end of the game and we've procced Mogul's Mail almost every round, ooh, that is a Mord. I would be kind of tempted to move these items over to Mord at this point. And yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. Fit Techian here, move these over. Especially, I mean, imagine if we can pick up Exotech and just get the Corrupted Chassis. That'll be so nice for getting us just a third tank item onto this unit, which will make it all the easier to guarantee that we're proccing Mogul's Mail. So I like this a lot. We proc this relatively quickly. It is so long to proc the second gold. I've had quite a few games recently where I've taken Mogul's Mail just because after the buffs, I think it's pretty good. But it's so far. You have to wait. It's 8 seconds to get an extra gold, so it doesn't happen too frequently. I will say on Carousel here, we do kind of have to pick our direction a little bit. We kind of have to decide what we're playing from here. We're going to take the Chain Vest onto Elise here. So maybe thinking about leaning towards this kind of like Dynamo cell idea. I mean, that's all I can think of when, grabbing an Elise here. I mean, it is our strongest addition to the board. It is just a little bit, I mean, it's fine, actually, just to go try to complete 3 tank items really quickly. Like I was saying, if we hit a Jhin, we have the Exotech item to finish these out. But, I mean, you can also just play normal and, just finish the Exotech, or just finish the third item and have it be a third item. But yeah, see, we proc the Mogul's Mail pretty quickly here. We don't have that much damage, so we might, yeah, we make it to the extra gold here. Nice. So that's almost 3 gold, I would say, farmed. But, I mean, it feels so hard to farm multiple gold with this item nowadays. Yeah, it's 1 gold every 8 seconds. And, when you consider you're usually proccing this at least 5 or 10 seconds into a fight, you need to then last to, 13, 18 seconds into the fight, have that unit still be alive then. And, I mean, sometimes it's not even that, the unit doesn't last that long. Sometimes it's just you win the fight too quickly when you're fighting a really weak board. But you can see this is why we are solo frontlining the board, just to guarantee that we get that proc as quickly as possible, which means that we are going to potentially have the ability to get, oh my god, that's 3 gold farm this round. So this stage, gold generated 8. And you think about the fact that not only did we make 8 gold off this augment, we also have an item here. And I mean, this is just an item. So you got an item plus 8 gold. I mean, that is fantastic here. No full win streak, sadly, but I mean, I think we can be pretty happy with our circumstance here. I would be really excited to hold on to this Nephiri, but I guess now that we have all these tank items, we don't really need it. It's like I was thinking of potentially going for the, the Corrupted Chassis to finish out items, but yeah, we don't need it. We can just make Gargoyle here and have 3 tank items made onto this Mordekaiser. We're gonna slam Morello onto the Elise here, and once again, this spot seems super open. I mean, we could play this into a Braum Elise type game. These items are gonna be fantastic. I mean, we just need to play it into some kind of comp with a super tank. You don't really want to play this, I would say, into, I mean, I was going to say you don't really want to play it into like a comp where you're playing around Sejuani, but I mean, you can always main tank the Mordekaiser in those comps and have him be the super tank. So maybe second augment will give us a little bit of direction here. It is prismatic here. Uplink, Lucky Gloves, quality over quantity. Well, it can't be quality over quantity because the artifact doesn't work with it. It probably can't be Lucky Gloves here. We don't have a single glove open, so I don't think we're taking that. I mean, uplink, we do have an extra item from all that shimmers, so I actually don't mind a cyber uplink in a spot like this, but it is only the 1 extra. I mean, we're going to get the egg as well, which has, very good odds of having items in it. I'd probably just grab uplink here, though I still don't know exactly what we'd be playing. Probably a Dynamo game. Wow. I cannot believe he rolls uplink first there. That seems absolutely nuts to me. I would never take quality over quantity here. I don't know how you can even consider that, because the Mogul's Mail is just going to exist as a not item. That's crazy, this order that we're re-rolling in. We roll down to Trifecta here. We see Prismatic Pipeline. That's at least kind of takeable. Bulky Buddies, I mean, it's not bad here. It's either Prismatic Pipeline or Bulky Buddies. Probably, I don't know. I don't really love taking a Circlet. It does give you a Misfortune, I guess, but I mean, you're Prismatic, just having just a BF sword attached to it seems so rough here. I mean, Bulky Buddies is never bad. I think you can just take that and feel pretty good about just, I mean, it's a good augment in every circumstance, whereas Prismatic Pipeline kind of guarantees that you have to lost streak a little bit here. This also does give us better odds of playing for these really, really long fights and getting more gold out of our Mogul's Mail. It also has really good synergy with the Gargoyles, get all this armor and MR. The only thing is, like, Gargoyle, like, this setup wants to play for like one super tank, and Bulky Buddies kind of wants to spread the tankiness out a bit, which is a little bit, you know, it's like a little bit unfocused. But I think it's fine. We hold on to this Silas 2 on bench, which actually seems like our biggest piece of direction here. And I mean, this doesn't necessarily mean that I mean, this can be basically 3 different lines. It can be Vanguards plus Elise, it can be Vanguards plus Marksman, or it can be Anima Squad. I mean, if I had to guess, I would guess it's Vanguards plus Elise, because we already have the Elise, we have the Morgana, we have Morello made. We don't really have any damage items made besides that, though, so I think we'll have to kind of figure out where we go from there. But I mean, that's if I had to guess. But I mean, one thing I will say about watching this player is, I mean, they're very much open to staying open. I think they're a lot of people really like to just hard commit down their line and just say, okay, I'm playing this thing. And this player is super, super open. Literally at, you know, stage 3 carousel, we get a Xayah with bow, and I think this is kind of our tiebreaker, saying, okay, we've high rolled the Xayah. Now we're gonna go down either the Vanguard Marksman or the Anima Squad line. Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. Just wait, and we've waited this long. We get the direction of with Xayah off bow of carousel. The only downside is, you know, multiple bows here, no actual like damage item, like no AD item for Xayah, but hopefully we can pick that up later. I mean, the big question is, are we going to hold on to this vein here? If so, then we are looking to play towards Anima Squad. If no, then we are, you know, thinking of Vanguard Marksman here. But yeah, I mean, the Mordekaiser is huge on this board here. Oh, can we? I mean, that's a scary Vagar as well, but I think, yeah, we can clutch this out here. We are going to hold on to the vein here and, yeah, just sell off the extra units here. So looks like we're angling towards Anima. Like I said, I think this player really does like this kind of like AD flex, play Anima style. And I will say, Anima feels like one of the stronger defaults this patch now after they buffed it. So I can certainly see this. And the other piece of it is these items will do really, really well on Leona. Gargoyle is fantastic on Leona. Just playing for the Leona mega tank, I think, especially with Anima Squad, is really nice. If you can get to a really tanky Leona, this enables you to take, you know, stuff aside from, like people don't really like Annihilator that much, the Anima upgrade on 7, the weapon. And I mean, the reasoning is it just explodes right at the start of combat, does a bunch of damage, but then, you know, for the rest of combat, you don't have a 7 Anima weapon. If you have a really, really strong tank like a Leona, I mean, imagine a world where your board is just infinitely tanky. Anima will win every fight because the Anima will just, the weapons will just end up killing people. So the idea, I think, it makes a lot of sense here. 9-turn egg usually. Oh, yeah, 9-turn egg. I mean, they did buff 13-turn egg, so I mean, I think it's more takeable, but I mean, we're only 70 HP. I don't think we're confident enough to be able to take that here. I will say bow belt drop is not amazing for us. Yeah, we're gonna be forced to slam red buff here, and you might say we already slammed Morello, but I'll say we need to make some items, and this is at least gonna give us some attack speed, a little tiny bit of damage amp, and it's at least a little bit of a damage item, so I think this makes a lot of sense here. Let's pause for last augment and then bring it down to 1x speed actually, because I want to see what this roll down looks like here. I mean, 125 gives you a lot of potential outs here. You do kind of need items like damage items at this point. I don't really like either of the other 2 augments that much these days. He's looking at Glass Cannon. I mean, it's fine. Okay, we're gonna take Glass Cannon here. Let's look at this roll down here. We do hold Aphelios, we do hold Sejuani as well, so staying open to some different options. There's another Xayah. There's a Misfortune as well if we want to really be crazy about stuff. We do pick up the 3 Anima here. Oh my god, that's Leona 2. That is really, really big. And do we have 7 Anima. We have 6. We have 7 Anima here. Okay, so we get the Leona in. We get the Sejuani in on this board as just our +1 for Bastion here. And this is going to be our board for, I mean, at least a while. I mean, we are really, really happy about hitting the Leona too, because we do have all of these tank items. And so, you know, being able to itemize her feels fantastic here. Getting some pings out on this board. Oh my god. Okay, I'm down to go check out their cash out here. Honestly, and we're fighting them, so it's kind of helpful. Let's actually watch this player's cash out here, because I have to imagine they're going to take this cash out here. 571 with 79 gold. Look, I mean, oh my god, this is honestly one of my least favorite ones to cash out here. Are they gonna actually hold it? They're gonna hold the line, wait 1 round, and go 9. I wonder if someone will kill them here, but okay. Let's go back to our hero, and then we'll keep an eye on Mani here. We'll see. But this is our board. 38 gold, you can see. And also, check out this build. Check out this onto Xayah here. The Morello and the red buff on the same unit. And you might say, why would you put these items together? I think it actually makes perfect sense. Items multiply off each other. You are getting more stats on one unit, and you really don't care about spreading the Morello to units that Xayah isn't hitting anyway, because those units are barely taking any damage. So you might as well put these items together on Xayah. We do pick up a sword here, which can be used to make a Giant Slayer onto the Xayah, which would be really nice to get an extra damage item here. I'm just going to pivot over to this person real quick to see what their level 9 looks like, because this looks disgusting here. They do have the Vi with the gargoyle, other Radiant Gargoyle here. They actually did itemize the LeBlanc here. I mean, this is kind of funny. I will say, on AMP, you can kind of think about playing around the LeBlanc. I mean, that's crazy. All right, we'll see. Maybe that player ended up dying. We'll see. We did finish the GS here onto our Xayah. And you can see, this is what I was talking about. The Leona's so tanky that, I mean, she's not dropping until we've gotten 17 seconds into the fight, and then by then, the Anima's had so much time to do damage. Now, I will say, we're losing some fights here, but I mean, we're losing some battles, winning the war. We are 61 gold here, just pushing level 9 from this spot. We have Xayah pair here, but we saved a decent amount of HP just playing strongest board in the early game. So I don't think it really, like, we don't feel this pressure to, like, roll down really deep here and pick up, like, a Xayah 2 or anything. I will say this guy also has Leona 2, so I guess good for them and good for us that we both hit. You know, sometimes people think TFT is a PvP game, but sometimes everybody can hit and everybody can go first. It's kind of, you know, many people don't know this about TFT. But the other nice thing is we are accelerating our egg here, only 1 turn, so we're going to hatch that here and see what lies inside. Hopefully some potential damage items for Xayah, and we can move these items over. Wouldn't at all mind picking up a Reforger as well, would be really, really nice. We get, I mean, I would think we would reforge the Giant's belt here. Okay, and it does end up getting reforged here. We get our outs here. This is Pan, which honestly, we'll see what it ends up being. We're rolling down here, trying to find our level 9 upgrades. I will say we didn't find much. We just have Viego in on this board. Didn't find a single Aurora here. Take item. We are taking Sword here to make Gunblade actually to finish off on the Xayah. And then we are looking at our last couple of items here. Oh, we take IE here to also move IE over to the Xayah, so we can just go triple damage item onto her. I mean, this itemization looks really, really nice. And this is going to end up being, what, just Bastion Emblem probably, and then we can cut this for just anything, like random Koboko. I mean, yeah, I think this is the best that we can do here. It's, you know, not my favorite, but what else are you going to do in this spot here? So just IE Bastion Emblem gets made here. We are going to move Xayah items over, just triple damage item onto her, and the red buff can get spread to Aurora here. And so, yeah, now we have the Morello and the red buff spread out, because why not at this point, right? Getting an extra item onto the Aurora I don't think is that huge. And also later in these fights, now that we have kind of more spread out damage from the Aurora, it does feel kind of good. Maybe Seraphine can apply Morello onto some units, red buff can apply onto some units. So yeah, just getting to the 3-item Xayah was really good earlier, and now it's just, you know, playing for what we got. We find Jin finally, who is almost a necessity on boards like this because he is Marksman and Dynamo onto your board, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, we're 33 HP. I will say, I do feel like all of these AD comps, they do really thrive in having strong combat augments and then just strong, you know, triple item Leona, triple item carry. And we've made it there. I feel like this is the key. Whenever I see these comps succeeding, it's strong combat augments, and then it's, you know, 3 good items on Leona, 3 good items on Xayah. And that's what we have in this spot. So I think this is actually a fantastic spot for Lumen here. We'd love to pick up a Aurora item here, and yeah, we get Death Cap. That looks fantastic. Guardbreaker, another really good option if we could have picked it up, but I mean, you could have picked up Guardbreaker for Xayah and moved GS over to Aurora, but I mean, the AP onto Aurora is fantastic here. And okay, so now, it's kind of funny, now that we have triple item Aurora, or 2-item Aurora, we're going to move the Morello over to be the 3rd item onto Aurora. I mean, once again, it makes sense because getting that third item, I mean, it's extra everything that Aurora cares about. It's AP, it's attack speed, and I mean, you know, getting those stats onto Aurora instead of them having it on another random unit is actually very crucial here. So this is such a funny little like kind of itemization quirk, but it makes sense. And I mean, it's hilarious that we ended up in this spot where we had to put all this stuff onto Aurora. I think honestly, now that we have Viego too, the dream is going to be Aurora item on minions here, and then move the Morello up to Viego, and then you can just leave the red buff onto Aurora. But we'll see what happens. We're going to keep the triple item here for now. We do fight the Cypher cash out player who did find, oh my god, that's Samira too. But I mean, we do good damage. It is a clone here. The question is, can we get through this Vi and eventually we burn? Well, I mean, or honestly, we killed most of the backline for it. Oh, that's actually such a tragic fight to lose, especially because we were on such a win streak here. But I mean, I don't think you can feel too bad about losing it. That guy is very, very, very strong. But I mean, this is our level 9 board. We've hit a lot of our, I mean, all of our 2-stars. So now we're just looking at a level 10 cap out, or just like an Urgot too. I will say, once again, getting a third real item onto Aurora would be fantastic here. A JG, a GS or anything like that. We're actually going to roll down here a bit. I'm not sure why. I kind of thought we'd go push level from here. I mean, Shojin's good enough. Shojin moved Morello up. Seems fine. We'll see here. We actually opted to take TG here, and I think he actually fat fingered the TG and threw it onto Silas by mistake there and had to burn an extra mover. But I mean, all good at the end of the day. We get it onto the Viego. So once you go for the triple item Viego instead of getting to like a slightly better item onto the Aurora, I mean, yeah, this makes sense. I mean, this is 2 items onto the Viego every fight. Extra tank item's really good. Extra AP item's really good. The only low roll is obviously some kind of AD item. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of blown away by that roll down. But I mean, we ended up, now we're just pulling in a Cho'Gath. Once again, this is kind of what I talked about. If you have a very strong front line with this comp, that means you're playing for more, Gatling bunny guns that are shooting people down. Like it all kind of works out. And you can see in a fight like this, the board with more front line ends up winning. We have the giant Cho'Gath here, and it ends up winning us the fight. Honestly, our board's kind of holistically better. And wow, at the end of the day, it's us locked in top 2 with Mani here. And I don't know if we can beat this board, maybe with some good TG rolls, or, I mean, the main thing we need to do is snipe people out with this board, but we'll see what happens. Their board looks a little bit weird because of Street Demon. Sorry, spectator mode is a little awkward with that, but all good. I mean, that Vi is doing work. The Viego's living a long time, though. Another big cast here. We snipe out one. We just got to finish off the Vi, and oh my god, we beat the 500 stack board just with, I mean, I think this is a really cool game to showcase just how you can cap out well with this Anima Squad board, and just playing for very good items onto Leona the Gargoyle, and the Mogul's Mail being kind of like an extension of the Gargoyle. Fantastic. Getting to triple damage onto Xayah. Don't fall into this trap of building like Shojin onto her. If you ever build a Shojin, just move it to Aurora later. Triple item, triple item, triple item. Combat augments here, and it's a win. I mean, a beautiful game from Rank 1 and a Lumen. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check my Twitch, my Metafy, all my links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.